Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting transfer updates. We begin with Ace Abde as Barcelona's 15 million rated winger has informed the club he will reject offers to leave. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, in this episode, talking about defender Andreas Christensen as the 27-year-old Barca star could miss Getafe game, final call to be made tomorrow. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona winger Ace Abde has informed the management and the coaching staff that he intends to fight for his position at the club. And despite having numerous offers on the table, he has decided to stay in Catalonia, according to Sport. It was only a few days ago that it had been reported that Abde Ezzalzouli did not rule out a change in scenery, casting doubts over his Barca future. As it turns out, the 21-year-old Moroccan, whose market value stands at 15 million euros, has decided to stay put after all, which comes as good news for Barcelona since Ousmane Dembele will no longer be a part of the team. On a personal level, Abde, who spent the previous season on loan at Osasuna, is extremely pleased with how the pre-season friendlies went about. The young winger is aware that he has fulfilled Xavi's expectations and there is absolutely no point in leaving at this time. From the management's point of view, Abde's contributions in the pre-season friendlies as well as against Tottenham Hotspur in the Joan Gamper Trophy were more than remarkable. They have been particularly impressed by his speed and technical awareness. So it is true that before the beginning of the preseason tour, Abde was the subject of all kinds of transfer rumors. In fact, the 21-year-old was said to be keenly interested in moving to Real Betis. At the same time, he also had proposals from other La Liga teams as well as clubs from the Premier League and the Bundesliga. Back then, Barcelona were in dire of capital influx, and they might have invited the offers if there was anything concrete. As of today, though, the player has decided to stay put as he is confident that he will get the necessary minutes under Xavi in the 2023-24 season. For now, the 21-year-old is totally committed to Barcelona, although he has conveyed a clear message to the board that if he is forced to settle for a secondary role, he would be open to trying new experiences in the month of January. Of course, Ace Abde is a talented player, and I definitely think that with Ousmane Dembele's departure, I think he will have more opportunities. He will have more game time, more minutes, and of course, I'm quite happy with this that the player have decided that he will reject any offer that comes his way. If he wants to leave, he won't leave, as he really thinks that there's more of a chance now of him playing more than expected, especially as Ousmane Dembele's move to PSG has been finalized. And of course, I definitely think Abde is a very talented player that we should have for a long time. Um, we have seen the likes of Abde playing for the Under 23 African Cup of Nations some few months back when Abde was absolutely wonderful, sensational, spectacular. Of course, being the best player of the tournament, arguably. And of course, also his loan spell at Osasuna, we saw Abde doing wonders. I think he was by far the best Barca player out on loan last season. He's the one who impressed everybody while playing on loan compared to the other players who were loaned out from Barcelona. And I think there was no chance for him not coming back because there was a lot of reports, Real Betis interest, a lot of clubs within La Liga and out of La Liga showing interest as you would expect. But looking at the reality, um, if Dembele was there, I think we could have been more scared as to Abde's future because, to be honest, I would think that Abde could have left his club if Dembele was there, maybe on another loan deal or on a permanent deal, especially at Barca, where we know the club is currently chasing for revenue as like a dog chasing for a bone. And of course, it didn't come as a surprise. In fact, it couldn't have come as a surprise if Abde was being cashed out. But luckily enough, I think the Dembele's departure for me should be taken as a blessing in disguise, because normally there are certain things that happen, that at the end of the day, when you look at it the other way around, it comes as a blessing. And I definitely think that with Dembele leaving his club, we are going to see some spectacular new comings, especially from Lamine Yamal. For example, we couldn't have seen Lamine Yamal at the Joan Gamper Trophy with that wonderful game performance if Usman Dembele was still at Barca. We couldn't have surely seen Lamine Yamal play. And we can see that a new talent is born, and certain players will have a chance to prove themselves, as Dembele will not be present again, which I think is something good for us, the fans, something good for Xavi as well. If they don't take that Dembele's departure as a blessing, then it's a problem. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, as Barcelona prepare for their first game against Getafe in the 2023-24 season on Sunday, they could have to go on in that contest without one of their key defenders in Andreas Christensen. The 27-year-old centre-back picked up an injury during pre-season friendly against Real Madrid while on the US tour and had to be taken off the pitch. Following that, Christensen did not feature against AC Milan or Tottenham as he continues his recovery from injury. Sports David Bernabeu Rivetta is now reporting that the former Chelsea man was at the club's training facilities today, despite Xavi giving the entire staff a day off. While Christensen is continuing his recovery, the report claims that as things stand, his availability for Sunday's clash against Getafe at the Coliseum Alfonso Perez is difficult. A final call on whether the Danish international features or not will be taken after tomorrow's training session, the report adds. So, while there may be some doubts about Christensen, his defensive partner Ronald Araujo seems to set off to be fit and available for that game. Araujo was taken off due to discomfort against Tottenham, but the injury is not that serious, and all signs point towards him being at Xavi's disposal for that game against Getafe. Araujo was also at the Ciudad Deportiva Joan Gamper today to continue his recovery training along with Christensen and a few other stars like Inigo Martinez, Pedri, Fermin Lopez, and Eric Garcia. And it is expected that the Uruguayan will be available to feature in this Sunday's contest, although Christensen's availability will be determined based on the feelings of tomorrow's session. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.